I don't upload my YouTube videos manually anymore. In fact, I don't write my titles or descriptions or SEO tags, hashtags, or even come up with the pinned comment ideas unless I really want to. Instead, I built a system that automatically generates these utilizing UI, and we are going to jump on the computer today and dig into exactly how I did it. And once I show you how it works, you're going to realize something. Most creators aren't struggling because of their content. They're struggling because they don't have a system. Let me first show you at a high level how to simplify your YouTube pipeline, and then we'll dig into the nitty-gritty of exactly how I created it so that you can create it as well. And once you have the automation set up, then it's just 2 quick steps to post a video. Here's how the system works. Step 1, I drop a video into a Google Drive. In this case, I've got it named Post to All Social Media. Okay, there's our file. And now the system will automatically pick it up. It extracts the script using AI. That script then gets sent to ChatGPT to generate several titles, descriptions, tags, and pinned comments to choose from. Basically, everything you need to publish a video. Those options are then sent to a simple Google form. It takes about 30 seconds to get the email with the Google form link that has all of our options in it. Let's check for the email now. There we are. All right. So this link is the link to our Google form. It's very long, but that's because it's got all of the details that AI has generated for us. So then we simply click on the link, load up our Google form. Step 2 is where we fill out the form by choosing the options that we like. I have set up the automation to generate 5 titles, and then I have this 6th option here where I can enter in my own. Maybe I've already predetermined what the title is going to be, or maybe I read a couple of these and that I really like, but I want to kind of mix stuff from 2 different titles that AI generated. So let's just, for the sake of time, just read through a couple and make a selection. If your channel feels chaotic, it's your systems, not your content. Stop the chaos, build better systems for your content channel. Okay, I'm going to select option 2. Then we've got the SEO tags, and in this case, it generated these ones. I can choose a few of these and maybe mix up with these common SEO tags that I reuse, or I can choose all of them. So in this case, I think I'm going to go ahead and choose these first few. And then I'm going to grab a couple here, make sure that there's no duplicates, and there's not. Okay, then we're going to choose option 2. Then in the hashtags, again, very similarly, I had it generate 5. And then here's some common ones that I like to reuse. I think I'm going to go ahead with option 1. Then descriptions. I'm tackling creator challenges in real time and breaking down the layers that make your workflow consistent and repeatable. I like option 1. And then pinned comment ideas. Okay, what part of your content process feels the most chaotic right now? Ideas, filming, editing, posting, and staying consistent. I really like that one actually because it's easy for people to respond to that and it definitely is going to resonate. Now we submit the form. Step 2 is done. Takes a couple of minutes to actually read through those and choose your options. Now, the last part is just verifying that your video posted to your channel. So that also takes about 30 seconds, and that's it. The system takes those selections and just assigns them to the video and uploads to your channel. Let's go ahead and take a look at the channel, and this is just a test channel that I have. Let's go ahead and refresh. There it is. Okay, so let's go ahead and edit. Okay, stop the chaos, build better systems for your content channel. There's the title I selected. Here's the corresponding description that AI generated. Now, I have the automation set up to where it then selects or it puts the hashtags that I selected into the description. It does that automatically. I can show you how, and I'll show you how to do that in N8N. And then it also automatically adds this additional text, call to action text that is added to every single one of my videos. Okay, Then some other things that get set. YouTube expects you to choose whether or not this content is made for kids. This is not. That's automatically selected. Then we've got, here's our SEO tags. And then it also automatically selects the how to and style, since that's the category that I create my content in. Then we can see right here, it has posted publicly. This video is public. So for recap, 2 steps. Drop your video in Google Drive, fill out a form, verify it posted publicly. That's it. We're talking a matter of a few minutes at most of just reading through those options. Just think, there's no pasting, there's no copying, no pasting, no rewriting, no uploading manually. It's a system. It's just a system. I imagine you can relate to the fact that you spent the time writing a script, recording it, editing it, and then you feel like you're pretty much done and you're ready to go post it, only to end up thinking, oh, okay, yeah, I've got to decide on the title, the description, the tags, and all these things. And what should seem like a very quick thing to accomplish oftentimes turns into an hour or more finishing getting those details put together before you actually post that video live. But with a system, we're talking a few minutes. And this isn't the only workflow I'm going to show you to speed up the whole process. So make sure you subscribe to create other workflows. And now we're going to jump into the nitty-gritty of how N8N is set up to actually create this automation. Okay, what we're seeing here is the entire automation, and you can see that I've got some descriptions and features listed. And then we also have down here, this is an error handling state. So if the automation errors out, then a message is sent to Slack to notify me when something failed. But I'm not going to linger on that. We're going to jump into the workflow. Okay, so we have workflow A and workflow B. This first workflow takes a video and turns it into everything you need to publish. It starts with Google Drive. Let's take a look at the node. And you can schedule it to where it runs every minute, every hour, day. In fact, you can set it up for any specific time, like Monday at 8 a.m. in the morning. And here's where I specify which folder it's pulling from. Pretty straightforward. These next 2 nodes allow us to track the video through the entire workflow. So we set some variables that are going to be saved in the database. Here's the database node where we create a new record. So we've got 2 workflows that have their own individual triggers, and this request ID is the value that is going to link those. Then we have this Google Download node. That's straightforward. And then in this section here, the file is written to the server so we can run tools on it. For my setup, I am using Docker on a self-hosted cloud server. And the MP4 file gets converted into an MP3 file so that that audio MP3 file can be passed to AI. So the video file gets saved to the server, and on the server it gets converted to the audio file, and then the text is retrieved from the MP3 file and provided to AI. Next, the script goes into ChatGPT, and this is where it gets powerful. We give ChatGPT its role, and then we provide it the prompt. I'm going to upload a video to social media. Give me 5 video titles, 10 SEO tags, 5 hashtags, 3 descriptions, and 3 pinned comments based on the video script. And then this is the script. This object here shows the video script. And then it's important to restate exactly what you expect AI to return so that you're handling the exact desired information. And here we can see that the output from AI gives us exactly what we expected. We've got the titles. We've got multiple titles, multiple descriptions, multiple pinned comment ideas, SEO tags, and hashtags. Basically, everything you need to polish the video. Then the system sends all of these options to a Google form. Here we're going to set the variables that provide the output from AI to the Google form. So I want to show you just a little bit about JavaScript and how it's kind of structured, just so that you understand kind of the connection between this URL for the Google form and the IDs that the items in the Google form need to match up to the output from AI. Okay, I'm going to paste the URL from the Google form here. And then I just want to point out up here, it says anything inside the double curly brackets is JavaScript. So we're going to add some double curly brackets here. And I'm just going to do a portion of this URL link. Okay, and what you see here is it says invalid syntax. And that's because we also have to add single quotes around this string so that it knows how to handle it properly. So now it's green. So this code right here that's green, it's handling that link, but it's got the AI generated values mixed in. So what we see down here is the link without the AI generated values, because we see the word replace all over the place. I used ChatGPT to generate this script, and then I made sure that all of the identifiers matched up with the values that we were trying to line up with AI. So we've got this URL here. Let's add just one of the values, the Google form fields in here. Okay, so then let's replace the word replace with like the title. So let's just go ahead and grab this first title, and I'm just going to drop it in here. Quote, but I'm going to add a plus symbol here. We also need to add a plus sign here. Okay, now we see, here's the URL, here's our unique identifier, and here's the value coming back from AI. So that's just a little bit of an introductory to JavaScript. But like I said, I had this generated by ChatGPT, and it's a little bit more extensive because it needed to be able to handle stringing all of these SEO tags together as the value for one ID. And so that's where it did change the structure here a bit. But again, I used ChatGPT to figure that out. So in this case, we've met our goal of getting the Google form link over in the output, but populated with the AI content. Now let's go to the email one, and this is straightforward. Basically, it's getting the link and it's placing that form link here. And then I simply have the text click on the link and fill out the form. So then clicking this execute is going to generate the email with that Google form link. And this will take, I don't know, 15 seconds or maybe 30, and I'll have the email. While we're waiting for the email to come through, I just want to reiterate that instead of creating assets from scratch, you've now allowed AI to provide you with a whole bunch of options, and you choose the best one. So this keeps the quality high and you're still in control, but you've got some serious assistance here and removed most of the work. And here's our email. So now that the email's been generated, now it's time for workflow B to take over. This is where it's being triggered by the form being filled out. So let's get the form filled out and then step through this workflow. I've gone ahead and made all of the selections, and we're going to submit this form. Workflow B will be triggered by the submission of the form. Now, in order for that to happen, it's done via a web hook, and this value is provided by N8N. In order to connect N8N with the Google form, there is an intermediate step, and that's where we use app script. Again, this script was generated by ChatGPT. So basically, I told ChatGPT what I wanted to accomplish, and in one prompt, it spit out this script here, and it spit out the script for setting up all the variables. This is pretty similar to the script with the variables, where it just identifies each of our video assets, well, our 6 titles, so you can see matches the form. Let's go look at that. 5, pick your favorite pinned comment option above 1 through 3. And then if we come to app script, we can see right here. 5, pick your favorite pinned comment above or option above. So this is how it identifies. This is the form value, and it's going into these fields. So this is the form value. It's being assigned to a variable. App script knows the webhook. It's got each of the form values, and then we'll see these variables in N8N. The webhook trigger has retrieved all 5 of these comments here. You can see 5 comments here. Here's each of the values generated by AI. And now we know, okay, this is number 1 and that's our pick. Okay, so now how do we actually assign number 1 to the video? That's covered in this next node. So in this code, basically what's happening in this first section, it's taking the number that we selected. So these would all be 1s because that's what I chose in the selection. And then this section here is grabbing all of these values. So it grabs the 6 title options. And so it's grabbing all of the values from here. So then it's going to take our selection, which was 1, and it's going to do this -1 because the first item in the array of titles is 0 based. And so it's going to return 0, which is going to grab the first title. So let's execute that. And we see right here, your channel isn't chaotic. We compare that over here, title 1, your channel isn't chaotic. So it's selected the first of each of these items returned by AI. Now, I previously mentioned that we had stored a record, a unique record ID, and that's specified here. And this particular node is simply going to retrieve the file, the video file ID, based off of that unique request ID. Then we're going to download, just like we did in the previous workflow. And now we get to pull it all together and upload to YouTube. So in this node, it's pretty straightforward. We're uploading a video. This is the title. So when I set this up, all I did was drag and drop. Now here's some of the other YouTube specifics. We've got location, how to and style, the category. This is our video file, language, default language, description, and this is where I told you I would show you later. This is where we add the hashtags. So you can see right here, YouTube hashtags. So we're taking this description, drag and drop this over, then immediately following that, we drag and drop the YouTube hashtags so that they show up together in the description. Then down below here, let me just expand this. Why are we looking at such a small screen? Okay, now here is where I have the text that is the same for every single video. So any of your call to action kind of stuff that you want, go ahead and put that in there, and that just stays there for every video. Now, these obviously are dependent on AI. So this is in the JavaScript format to make these dynamic so that they update based off of our AI selections, but this stays the same every time. Then we've got embedded is set to true. That means other people can embed your video in theirs. Then notify subscribers is also set to true. Recording date, that's another one of those fields that YouTube likes you to fill out. And then last but not least, we've got our tags. I'm going to execute this, and then our video is going to be uploaded to YouTube. And there it is. Your channel isn't chaotic. Your system, yep, that's what we just did. Again, there's our description, there's our hashtags, there's the hard-coded call to action. The video is public. We've got our not for kids, our SEO tags, our type of content category, how to and style. We've got our recorded date here. So there you have it. Everything is configured automatically. Now it seems like a lot when you're putting the script together, but that's why I showed you at the beginning of the video what it's like when you're a creator when it's already in place. Takes a few minutes, you got your video uploaded with your video assets. Now when you have this set up, you're not just automating tasks, you're building a system. Because when this is in place, you're not writing titles every single time or descriptions every single time. So that's the complete automation. Now, if you have questions, please comment below and I'll respond with answers to your questions. And also don't hesitate to use ChatGPT or your AI of choice to work through any struggles that you have in setting this up. And if you're new to N8N, there's a lot of creators that have beginning videos explaining N8N, or comment below and let me know if you want me to do any videos specific to kind of getting started with N8N. So I've been referring to my whole system as the 10x Creator Engine, which comes from a book that I've been reading called 10x is Easier Than 2x by Dr. Benjamin Hardy and Dan Sullivan. The basic concept of the book is that you can 10x your success or your output of anything by thinking differently or approaching your challenges differently. I would argue that automating your workflow is a 10x move. You're thinking about it completely differently. So for the 10x Creator Engine, I have what I consider 6 layers of the creator life cycle, if you will. And so what we've accomplished today covers your production and multiplication layers. And when these layers are connected, content stops feeling like work and starts behaving like a system. Now just think, when you have a system like this in place, you're talking about creating content faster, publishing consistently, testing more ideas, and scaling without burnout. And more importantly, you just stop relying on your effort alone. Now, this is just the first automated workflow that I'm sharing, but I've got several more to come. I can see so many possibilities. In fact, I can't create the stuff fast enough. I'm trying to keep up with my own content, but create these workflows, and I just want to create the workflows so I can speed up my own content, and I feel like I can't do it fast enough because I'm trying to post several times a week. And what can be automated of the stuff I'm not excited about so that I can do the stuff that I'm excited about? I'd love it if you liked and join me in the journey.